Birdman, time for another Arizona White Mountains podcast and the Community Shout. Hanging out here in the studio, and of course, you know, we've got so many events going on. Kidding. It is the age of COVID. We know what we've been doing, and we're all trying to do our best thing. You know, they ask you to mask up. Some people are a little upset about masks, but you know, just help. It's and if you don't want to wear one, or you do want to wear one, be nice to the other person doing what you're not doing. That's probably all we can ask. Let's all get through this as humans and get on the other side of it and be able to hang out and have fun together. We're going to start off this morning with Sandra Anjelou with the Family Advocacy Center.
Yes.
So, sign of the times.
Yes, and the reason I am here today is to let people know how disappointed we are, but due to COVID, the risks and the limitations placed on us by the state of Arizona and the CDC, we cannot hold the type of event that we want to hold.
Right.
Therefore, we are canceling the event this year, but we will be back, and the event will be bigger and better next year.
Yeah. So I would say that no events got canceled. They've all got put on hiatus. We've literally just gone into a cocoon.
Yes, we've taken a year off.
And we've been ugly moths all year, so let's try to go into the cocoon, come out as butterflies. I know that's not how it works, but that's how I see it in my head, okay?
Yeah, we have to be positive about it. However, what we have done is we have sent letters to past sponsors. We've personally talked to current sponsors. We've sent letters to golfers, the ones who have always signed up for playing with us.
Right.
And those who had already signed up, we sent letters saying, we apologize, we're concerned about your safety, therefore we feel it's better that we cancel. However, we're kind of asking that you consider this a non-golf fundraiser.
Right.
So if you've given us money, we will give it back, but we just as soon you decided to give it to us, and we will, you know, it's tax deductible.
You betcha.
And we would be ever so grateful because, as I've told you before, we are 100% funded by fundraisers, donations, and grants.
Yeah.
And so when we can't do a fundraiser, we don't want to stop our services because we know we're starting to get busier. We got real quiet initially because all the mandatory reporters
Right.
were not seeing children. Now that people are out a little bit, we are getting busier.
Right.
And as soon as kids get back to school, we expect we will get very busy. We provide forensic interviews, we provide forensic medical exams, we provide advocacy, case management, awareness and education. We provide referrals, emergency support, and we can't do it without the support of our friends, our funders, our local heroes.
Right.
And so anyway, just a reminder, the FAC is a 501c3, so your donations are tax deductible. In addition, we're a qualifying charitable organization, which means that more than half of those we serve are considered below poverty or at or below the poverty level or just low income.
Right.
And the advantage for that is you could make a donation up to $400 and get a dollar-for-dollar tax credit. All you have to do is put down our QEC code when you fill out your taxes. You know, so if you would have owed $1,200 in taxes to the state of Arizona, and as a couple you used your maximum donation of $400 per person or $800.
Right.
Now, I split mine among several other, charitable organizations, but that $800 would come directly off of the $1,200 owed the state.
Right.
And you're kind of saying to the state, okay, I know I have taxes to pay, but I want to be the one in charge of deciding where my money goes. And so hopefully that's a little incentive. If you are coming to the fundraiser and you know that you're going to spend, say, $300 on stuff, how about if you give us 200. I'll send you a thank you note and a tax receipt and my undying gratitude.
Yes, you betcha.
Oops,
So
sorry.
just remember, yes, she laughed because she smacked her microphone. So, just remember every little bit helps. And these fundraisers are set up because people go out, they have fun, and they usually spend some money. They need the money right now, and the kids are really going to need the support here because things are happening in a way that it's depressing. So this is affecting kids, and they've been out of school for quite a long time. We got August 17th, we're coming back into school, which is a good deal. So
Yes.
that's good. Some is going to be online. Some kids will be in school. There's going to be options for either one. And hopefully we can just move into this. We don't have issues and we can go forward.
And that way, people who work with kids, who know these kids, can see that something is wrong.
You betcha.
And as they're, because teachers are all mandatory reporters, they have the responsibility to say something if they believe there's something happening with the child.
You bet.
So we expect that we'll be hearing more and seeing more kids, and we want to be there for them.
Awesome. Thank you very much for your time. Once
Thank
again,
you.
Sandra Anjelou with the Family Advocacy Center.
Thank you.
Okay, still hanging out here in the studio with me now is Allison Hephner, my wife. How are you?
Good. My husband. Great.
So you're going to be talking about the feeding collaborative, correct?
Yes. I wanted to come on here and just, we've been doing a lot of stuff with the Feeding Collaborative, which has been exciting. They got rid of another 42,500 potatoes last week on Thursday. Wednesday, we're getting about 44,000 cans of non-perishables that they'll be getting rid of through the Feeding Collaborative. And then we're also working on food boxes where we'll be getting 1,300 food boxes every 2 weeks.
And you did this all because you were elected as Navajo County Supervisor, right?
No.
Oh, no, you were doing it anyways.
I was
That's
doing it
right.
anyways.
Yeah.
You know, it's important.
I just wanted to point that out. That's all.
You're so sweet. No, it was all because of the unique situation we found ourselves with COVID, and being a community champion and understanding the vulnerable populations. I knew that being a food desert, we had to bring the right people to the table to make sure that people were helping each other and getting what they needed. The cool thing about the Feeding Collaborative, though, is internally we take care of a lot of. We always ask needs and excess. So on our conversation, we have a conversation once a week, and we'll always ask, do you have an excess or do you have a need? And usually it's exciting. You can identify. Somebody will be like, I have like 32 pounds of flour and some dried beans and rice. And then another person's like, I need that. And so we do a lot of trading insights so nothing goes to waste. So it's been very productive. We've had some people who are coming back to the collaborative because they didn't really understand where it was going, that are like, yes. Now we see, we want to get more involved. So there's been a lot of partners that have helped in that. I do want to give a shout out to Katrina Jenkins with Navajo County Emergency Management. She's been able to bring the canned goods on board and the feeding boxes. This is something
pretty awesome. Yeah,
it was a 6-week process to get there, but now it's coming into fruition. And then definitely the Recenter, and we have the Recenter, and then Danielle with Apache Youth, and she also works for Recenter, and her peeps. They do. They're the hands-on. They're the organizers. They're making sure that things happen moving forward. Sorry, there was a phone call in there. So what I do is I come out here and I talk about things that we can't meet internally. And there is something that we need.
Okay.
Dog food, cat food, kitty litter.
Wow.
Yeah, there's a lot of people out there that just need dog food and cat food. And
kitty litter.
And kitty litter. So we're going to be putting together a campaign. I have a meeting with everybody today, and we're going to talk about that. And it'll be online, and you can drop those off. Another great person has been Dawn Hall. She provides a place for that. And then John Leach
Jr., yeah,
has not consistently provided the to-go boxes for the Love Kitchen. Just, yep, what do you need? What do you need? Which has been amazing from doing it. And then there was a... I forget his first name, but Jay Cook, there we go. He came out on Thursday and brought his loader and helped unload the entire truck.
Forklift.
Yeah, it looked like a loader.
Oh, was it a loader? Oh,
with a
we weren't
forklift
there.
attachment is what it looked like. And Yeah, and he was very patient, and he was there for a while. So we definitely appreciate those partnerships and those community
Hey, and a little
members.
shout out to my father-in-law, John Antoni, for donating a trailer, which got quite a little bit beat up on the way to Navajo Nation, right?
Yeah, to Hopi.
Hopi Nation,
Yes,
sorry, yeah.
yes. David Pillman came and picked it up, and it was just a little heavy, I think, and David was
A
awesome.
little heavy, old tires, maybe low. Yeah,
Yeah,
whatever.
well,
Anyways.
he provided new tires to it, and was able to do that and bring out 5,000 pounds of potatoes to the Hopi Reservation. I mean, this is very valuable, especially being in a food desert. We have to start identifying those issues and addressing them. I'm hoping the idea of this feeding collaborative is when things start to get better. Wow, somebody really wants to talk to me. When things start to get better, and we can start focusing on addressing the food insecurities up here. One of the biggest issues, I think, is just people don't know how to cook, and they don't know, how to buy things. And I think that we have a system set up not to teach them that. I mean, we just watched Navajo County lost their SNAP grant, and that was a grant to educate people on nutrition, which is
Right.
hugely important. And we saw that when we had, when they were closing down the reservation. And if you didn't see this, all the fast food restaurants had lines almost into the streets
Yeah.
because they were getting food for the week, and that's not a good diet. And when we're looking at what COVID is doing to our people with obesity and diabetes, we definitely need to get a handle on this, and that goes through education and empowering people to be able to feed themselves. So the focus is developing this feeding and collaborative into a coalition that addresses that. So
Very good.
that's where we're at: kitty litter, dog food, and kitty food.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Appreciate
Thanks.
your time. Hey, that's going to be it for this week's Arizona White Mountains podcast, Community Shout. I want to remind you of a couple things. So first of all, the Wall That Heals that was going to be coming in November up there in Pinetop, Lakeside, they've canceled all of their events through the rest of 2020. So that will not be there. They've already rescheduled for the next following year. So unfortunately, we lose that. You've got to, at this point, think that almost every single event is going to, in some way, be impacted, if not canceled or postponed until next year. So make sure before any event that you decide to go out and see if something's going on, that you call or you figure that, you may get there and it may not exist. So it's just part of what we're going through. We really need to focus in on the kids to make sure that they're healthy, back to school and doing that. So everything else we've got to deal with. I want to call out to the Lions Den. I really feel sorry for those guys there. They've been impacted by some weird way of approaching things. It's all the rules don't seem the same for everybody, and I'm not calling for anybody else to be closed. You've had some places that have been closed completely, like gyms, and they've not been able to open at all. Hopefully at some point they start to figure out that there's a way to open things, allow people to work and get money and move forward. But we are all in this together. Let's be nice to each other. Let's be positive as possible. I mean, this is really a test of us as individuals. Do we crack under the pressure, or do we come together and help one another? This community's always come together to help everybody. So let's do that as much as we possibly can. I'm Birdman, reminding you, if I don't see you around town, I'm going to catch you right here on the web. It's a wrap.